What's up, guys? This is Michael with Michael Talks Metal. Back for a little lesson in steel. Today, we're going to talk about some of the terminology, the acronyms, the abbreviations used in describing steel mill products. If you want to buy, you want to sell, and or engage in conversations regarding such topics like these, well, it helps to know the jargon, the lingo, the nomenclature. You know, words. Today, we're going to help you do just that. So let's take a little look at a string that may or may not get presented to someone who's looking for metal or looking to sell metal. Let's do it. What do we got? We got it right here, right? What do we got? We got 2 INRD 4140 HRANNBAR. Okay? So that's a string a customer could give you or you could give to a vendor when looking for material. Seems simple enough, right? So let's get into it. Let's take it apart and see what we know and some things that we might see as well. So first we have a number, 2. That corresponds to a size or dimension. In this case, it's just a single 2 followed by IN. In the United States of America, that means inches. That is our unit of measure here. If you were somewhere else, it would be MM for millimeters. IN, MM are both units of measure. And so we have 2 separate ones, but in this case we're going to be focusing on the IN, which is inches. All right, and remember, UOM is a unit of measure. Yet another abbreviation. All right, so we did IN, so we have 2 inches. Now what's next? RD, right? And so RD is the abbreviation for the shape. All right, and RD means round, but we could also have SQ, HX. We could have rectangular bar, which would be either flat bar for FB, or it could be RT. It could go as a different thing depending on from whom you're buying or to whom you're selling. So we have an array of shapes that it could be. So we have 2 IN RD so far in our example, right? Next, what do we got? We got the grade, which is the number string, all right? And that is 4140, right? And so it's either the grade or the steel alloy specified. And again, that is our number 4140. Now this is where things can begin to get a little more complex. So let's just take this string of digits, this 4140, right? So what can we do? We can add a E, right? We can add an E in front, okay? E4140, right? And that goes in the front. And what does that mean? Well, that has a different chemistry limiting the sulfur and the phosphorus to 0.025 max. So E4140 has those chemistry limits. Now if you drop a L in the middle, so if you go 41L40, then that is adding lead to it, and that aids in its machining characteristics. So far we've had a prefix, we've had the middle, and now we're going to talk about the suffix. All right, so we have pre, middle, now we're going to talk about the suffix. And that could be an H. Okay, so we add an H as a suffix, and that is an alloy that has limits to its heat treating response. Okay, and so the H stands for the hardenability band requirement. All right, so what if we have 4140 H, but then we have something before that. So we have RH, right? So now we have 4140 RH, and the RH stands for restricted hardenability. So it's not just enough that we have hardenability for the H, 4140H, but now we have RH. So what do we got? We got prefix, middle, suffix, right? So we can add letters anywhere in that string, and it will have different impacts. We have another set of letters we can add on the end, which is AQ or BQ. So AQ, 4140 AQ is aircraft quality. 4140 BQ is bearing quality. And those are both after 4140 as well. And those add restrictions for internal cleanliness and testing. Okay? And so next, in our example, we've gone 2 IN RD 4140, right? HR. That's the next one, right? Now, HR indicates the surface condition which allows the scale typical of the hot working temperature used to produce the bar at the mill. So that is the hot roll. HR stands for hot roll. All right. Change it to RT or HRRT. Okay. And that means rough turned. Okay. Rough turned. All right. And what that means is you're going to remove the scale. All right. So the bar has been turned to peel off that scale, to remove that scale. All right. So, 2, INRD, right? What else? HR. Next, we have ANN, and that stands for annealed. And so we have ANN, which is annealed as a heat-treated condition, and could be followed by a range or a maximum hardness. And so there are additional annealing descriptors like LP, lamellar pearlite, or SPH, and those just add further restrictions to the anneal. We will not be discussing those in this example. Now change the HRANN to an HRAP. Okay, so we got HRANN, change it to a HRAP, and that now means hot rolled, right? HR, annealed, and pickled. And that is condensed into the meaning of HRAP, right? So pickling is an acid scale removal with hazardous waste concerns and has been replaced by an abrasive descaling. So instead of ANN, we could have HT, right? And that could be for heat treated or quench and tempered to indicate hardness conditions. All right? And so we can have, so again, as opposed to just ANN, we could have HT for heat treated. Let me clarify what I was saying. As opposed to ANN, we could have HT for heat treated, or Q and T for quench and tempered to indicate the hardened conditions. Even though quench and tempered is a little bit of a type of treatment, those are separate. HT for heat treated and Q and T for quench and tempered. And those can also be added at the end. All right? And so those would mean that hardness conditions would need a hardness strength or requirement as well. And so, of course, our example is still missing some further information, like the length. But if you want to hear more, let me know in the comments below. And please make sure to stay tuned for next week because we will be digging in a little bit further for part 2. So, stay tuned. Again, our example today assumes there is no specifications attached and the description stands alone. What does that mean? It means the additional specifications or part requirements can alter what we have shown you here today. So for time number, 87, right? 87. Especially with this one, we definitely want to check the specs. Okay, hit them. This is Michael with Michael Talks Metal. I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you've missed any of the previous videos or have any more questions, please check the website, www.michelinmetals.com. If you made it this far and haven't subscribed, please click here. Appreciate it. And if you missed last week's, there you go. This is Michael with Michael Talks Metal. I will see you guys next Thursday, 10 a.m. I'm out.